Hey people, intro tier, 2v2, Ancestors Rest, blue team. ColeMagraph as an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. We got some like pink ravens or something over here alongside, where's he gone to? There he is, Red Crown 555 with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with battlefield manipulation and control. On the red team, new bad is a Lord General, begins with a retinue of, well, they're not stormtroopers anymore, are they? Derek and Nigel have been demoted into guardsmen in 2.11. Unfortunately for these guys, really strong defense and support on the Lord General can also add to the retinue. And rounding off the teams, PickPacker and a Brother Captain. A durable hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. We got some strike squad, we got triple guardsmen up for new bad. Perhaps we'll see an early Chimera in tier 2 then. Chaos Space Marines for Red Crown, got some Zinchian worship, and of course, Tactical Marines for ColeMagraph. Being all sneaky like, this is the southeast corner. The VPs are kind of compact on this map in this line running east to west, but it's the natural powers that really test your mobility here. They're up in the all four corners basically. Picking off towards the north. Tactical Marines looking for melee against the four guardsmen. Flank there from the scouts. Apothecary into melee. Took a whole bunch of lasgun shots there though, didn't he? His chainsword actually got slightly buffed in 2.11, like very slightly. It's like +1 DPS, I think it works out to. Those tacks ripping through those guardsmen in melee. The scouts also forcing melee there to stop the lasgun fire. Gets away. Looks like he gets away. The Lord General still got his one-hand bolter with his bionic arm. Tacks have barely taken a scratch here. Still terrorizing his guardsmen with melee. Nothing much going on in the south. Bit of a standoff. Hadachan Devils on the way now for new bad. How are these scouts doing in melee? Not bloody bad actually, considering the amount of models they're fighting. Now they have a sergeant. Might see a cheeky grenade here. There it is. Not so cheeky, easily dodged, and only the sergeant gets away. The tacks still barely taken a scratch. Noise Marines are up for Red Crown now, looking to get on that power, I guess, with that Sonic Blaster. No changes whatsoever, I believe, to the Sorcerer in 2.11. Is he going to fight the Lord General in melee? The Lord General does have a special attack. Looks like he's going for it. Derek and Nigel with their bayonets. Doesn't want it, backs off. Looks like we're going to see some action in the south. There's those Noise Marines. Eternal War just popped up on those Chaos Space Marines. 20% more damage in melee and ranged combat. Is he going to grab the wreck point, or is he wants to fight, I think? PickPacker has some interceptors. These guys got a slight nerf. Their weird echo jump ability teleport thing. I think it costs slightly more energy now. They have that thing where if they teleport, they get a cheaper teleport afterwards for a limited duration. Helps their mobility a bit, but makes the initial cost high. Catachans with shotguns and power melee weapons can't really get through to those tacks very easily. It took a whole bunch of bolter fire. Apothecary flees. Now it's all the lasguns, eh? The Lord General should be tying up Marines, I think, here. Well, yeah, I think he should be. He's got the medic in there now. Can hand out medical packs, which is very handy. Hadachans just healed themselves with one. And now they look for melee. He's in those power melee knives. They have a special name, don't they, those knives? I'm pretty sure they do. It's like the Devil's Fang or something. Maybe I'm making it up. It sounds made up. Interceptors doing their teleporty stuff. Took a bunch of damage, though, eh? Tussled in melee with heretics and the Sorcerer himself, I'm sure, who flees. Did Red Crown drop any models? He's dropped some heretics, which is basically a given. Apothecary needs a bit more healing, and we got Devastators up here for ColeMagraph. Setup team with a heavy bolter. Can shut down a whole bunch of guardsmen on this narrow part here. New bad. Responds with spotters to disrupt them. Yeah, no fully healed tacks here. Apothecary Might have to spend the heal on himself. The scouts are also quite low, but he wants to get back out into the field and onto that power, ideally. Might see some improvised explosives around, but the sergeant will spot them from the scouts. Back to the mid then. First time has anyone showed up here. Central VP turning blue. Contested rec point here is going to turn blue as well. No war gear for the Sorcerer or Apothecary. But we do see a Nemesis Force Sword for the Brother Captain. Improves his default We Are the Hammer ability. Get more speed, more damage resistance. Not bad. Noise Marines haven't been able to get on the power yet, I don't think. And they're going to be a prime target, of course, for the Brother Captain here. Because they can't knock him down with their cacophony. Interceptors will teleport elsewhere. Heretics are a bit far away there, but now they counter-initiate. And there's that echo jump. Strat squad in there. We Are the Hammer has been popped as well. Interceptors are being focused. Jump squads typically are able to get out with 2 models. The Strat squad now being focused. Brother Captain levels. Almost wipe the CSN. They do wipe the CSN. Are they going to get replaced in Tier 2? Maybe straight into Blood Crusher here for Red Crown. Bloodletters will also be amazing here. Meanwhile, Apothecary has fallen over. Attacks flee. Scouts are okay. Devs are still okay. In fact, they're still here. There's the artillery smoke shell from the spotters. Red Crown is indeed Tier 2. Nothing was queued up, and it doesn't look like we are going to see a Blood Crusher. The spotter shell actually killed a Devastator there. Don't see it actually get killed all that often. It was changed in 2.11 to not be so weird with its damage. It's now got a flat damage number that it deals. But I think it still has fall off like a frag grenade, but doesn't have that weird distance to target damage modifier that it used to have. I wonder why that was ever implemented. We've got, indeed, more Chaos Space Marines for Red Crown. Looking for Mark of Tzeentch, perhaps. They're just going to be targeted, though, aren't they? In melee like crazy. Maybe it's worth getting Mark of Thorn. Or just leaving them with the Aspiring Champion and doing that slaughter thing and drawing chainswords. Maybe then Coruscating Flame could go on them. We've got Robes of Torment. Oh, maybe that's the plan. Mark of Tzeentch, yeah, Mark of Tzeentch and Robes of Torment, these fools. Should be able to focus down the chains quite quickly, though, even with the sidearms, because the Stormtroopers are in there. And they do some decent burst damage. We'll see how it goes. Back to the north. Apothecary back on his feet. Some suppression here. Plasma guns are already in for new bad. 3 lots of them. Apothecary got blasted to death before I could even finish that sentence. There's that smoke again. Grenade. Way too long. Devastators are persuaded to leave. Can the double tax do anything against this? I don't think they trade very well with all this stuff, do they? Maybe if they had cover advantage, which they do not have right now. So it's kicking off in the south. Chaos Space Marines run. Noise Marines run, and these guys now have plasma guns. Blood Crusher is on the way. I think maybe that should have come out first, and then that would have perhaps, probably, opened up a power bash. And then you get your Chaos Space Marines out if you need them. But I don't think I would have bothered. Blood Crusher into Bloodletters would have been amazing against that stuff. But we'll see. Mark of Tzeentch is quite powerful, as we all know. Can tear through stuff, but can Red Crown keep them safe from all that melee? Devastators make it out. Apothecary is back to his feet. Maybe use Laramans. 466 to 450. Is it a full power bash here for new bad? It is. Wreck point has to be grabbed back. These guys have an Aspiring Champion. And with Mark of Tzeentch, he gets that fancy demonic plasma gun over there. And there's your Blood Crusher. A demon with vehicle armor, good mobility and DPS. But not the toughest thing around. Doesn't even have melee resistance. which they removed. They removed the minor melee resistance from the Chaos Dread and from the Grey Knight Dread, I believe, in its default state. So no more minor melee, 20% resistance for those fellas. Blood Crusher goes straight for the Brother Captain. There's the Robes of Torment. Now these guys can create some distance and start blasting those interceptors. And that central mass was not focused down there. It's not easy to do when you're in the middle of a fight, innit? All the time. Librarian on the field for ColeMagraph. Great news for those Devastators. They can Veil of Time away from the spotter shells now and just set up again. Blood Crusher did some good work. Took some damage from the plasma guns. In fact, almost half of his hit points have gone. Oh, there's a Vindicare Assassin up. I wonder how many shots he got, and he's got those Turbo Penetrator rounds loaded in. For some anti-vehicle damage. And there's some Tzeentchian Worship to help out the Blood Crusher, benefiting greatly as a demon. And Mantle of Terror is in for the Battle Rights. Pretty awesome piece of war gear, I think. More health, more energy regen, cooldown ability reduction, and you get an active ability. Get a lot of stuff from that piece of war gear. Interceptors getting in there. They have their Justicar now. Going straight for the Sorcerer. Doesn't have the energy to throw out the chains. Noise Marines are power bashing like crazy though. That was a Psych Out grenade suppressing these Chaos Space Marines. Up in the northeast, New Bad has the power down again. And ColeMagraph has got a plasma gun, which is not... Oh, the Devastators are gone. I thought the Librarian would be good for them. But yeah, you don't want plasma really against all this light infantry here. It's just kind of inefficient. Razorback is on the way. Apothecary trying to get in. Maybe it's worth running vials here. Oh, he's got combat stims and improved medical equipment. 441 to 392. I see Red Crown pushing in the southwest again. Natural power has been bashed still. And there's that Circle of Summoning thing. Can the Blood Crusher get away? Is he trying? Okay, he's out. He's out. Vindicare's back at base, I think. Yep. And now there's some Tzeentchian Worship for the Blood Crusher again. These guys, the Mark of Tzeentch fellas, got to choose a target here. We Are the Hammer. Maybe they're trying to bait We Are the Hammer out. There it goes. It's gone. Now they can focus down those Strike Squad fellas. And they're off the field already. Blood Crusher gets a kill. Now goes after the Brother Captain, who can't really fight the Blood Crusher very well. Doesn't get a heavy melee weapon, this fella. Goes after some heretics, though. Okay, now he's persuaded to leave. Really good pressure from Red Crown. Can he get a decap on that power point, though, right? Interceptor's teleporting in. Why? Teleported into a whole bunch of trouble there. Guess they've got to teleport in at some point, but they weren't really supported super well there. Tried to go in together. There's where the Devastators died, I guess. 441 to 344. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Power has been rebuilt. What about that one? No, that one hasn't been rebuilt. And nobody has the contested power here. The Lord General with his medic and Derek and Nigel go for that central VP. And a Stormblade is on the way. There's lots of kind of narrow areas in the north and south. It may just sit in the middle. Doesn't seem like a great map for a super heavy tank, but we'll see how it goes. Tier 3s all round, in fact. Not a lot of red on the table, though, for Terminators and those kind of things. And Paladins. 1-to-1 cap here. Red will take the 2-to-1, though. Been lots of pressure against ColeMagraph and lots of pressure against PickPacker. So it's been kind of even in that regard. Bloodletters on the way for Red Crown. What do they have to deal with the Stormblade? I mean, they can get missile launchers up on these guys. Customized Stormbolt is up. Oh yeah, Guardsman can no longer switch between Flamer to Plasma Gun anymore in 2.11. Was deemed to be too strong for those guys to be able to change their role like that. That's a tactical marine thing, and I guess a Kasrkin thing. CSM get a little bit isolated, but the captain goes after them. That was just a little passive teleport there. They dodged the main one so they weren't knocked over. These guys need to be worshipping, I think. These heretics. Bloodcrusher just marches on through. Bloodletters are demons with power melee weapons, and they really know how to use them. They are really vicious in melee against heavy infantry and super heavy. Will tear you up. And of course, with worship support, become quite scary. More Devastators for ColeMagraph. Stormblade is up. Vortimer Razorback is in. I guess the Razorback was just cancelled at some point to go tier 3. Power bashing with the Noise Marines. There we go. It's kept them with the Sonic Blaster, which not enough players do, I think. A lot of players kind of seem to rush to get the Blastmaster out, but the Sonic Blaster is really good. It'll keep doing work for you in tier 2 onwards, shutting down weapons and things. Disabling ranged attacks. Bloodcrusher going after the Vortimer. The Vortimer's good versus all targets, and it's really quick too. That Psycannon will tear through even vehicle armor. Bloodcrusher trying to get back to that Zinchian infiltrating worship. There we go. Bloodletters trying to get rear armor hits, I think. They are succeeding a bit. Back in retail, of course. Bloodletters have heavy melee damage, which is incredibly scary. There's a pile of dead Grey Knights. Plague Marines were cancelled for a Chaos Predator. What is this? Scouts being all sneaky-like. And the Stormblade's just sitting here. Guess it's got a decent amount of room to maneuver. There's 3 exits it can take, basically. And it's going to have loads of repair support, of course. 2-1 for the red team. Ogrin's on the way for new bad. Now, the Plasma Gun will help against those guys for sure. And we also have Sergeants in. So they can use Annihilation on No Fear if the Ogrins get in their face. I imagine they're going to become Bullgrins instantly, but we'll see. Level 3 Apothecary, level 3 Sorcerer, Lord General level 3 with Flak Jacket for incoming. It's very good. And a level 3 Brother Captain. All the 3s, eh? Bloodcrusher's been amazing so far for Red Crown. Vindicare and a Vortimer though. How long is it going to last? Going to see a Mark of Khorne Predator, boosting speed and weapon damage. And now we see Blastmasters coming in. They can overlook that central VP. But he didn't rush into the upgrade. Bloodletters have found some Strike Squad, and that's a really bad fight for the Strike Squad. Using the energy burst there to remove some of Bloodletters' energy, because they are quite energy intensive. Down goes the Vortimer. The Strike Squad got wrecked, even with Brother Captain and We Are the Hammer support. Did he use Battle Rights? I didn't see it. I don't see any Battle Rights. Vindicator's getting shots on this Predator, you know. Oh, he's got Exodus rounds in. Exodus rounds are... Oh, he just switched to him. That's for infantry. 3-4-3 to 3-2-6 on the VPs. It's still very close. What is this? It is some scouts. Cadetians scare them off the PowerPoint. And we do indeed see Bullgrins for new bad with the big fat shields. That's what the Stormblade does. Bloodcrusher didn't like it. We have a las cannon for ColeMagraph. The tank needs repairs. Are the heretics around? There they are. Heretics can repair. The scouts could also help, maybe. Impact grenade on the Sorcerer. Doesn't get him off the cap, though. And there's the Robes of Torment. And those guys just ran into it. We see the target acquired on the Sorcerer there, so we can follow where he goes. Ouch. Stormblade almost just wiped those Devastators there. 3-1-3 to 3-2-6. We do indeed have a missile launcher for the other attacks. Bullgrins come to say hello, though. Get smited a bit. Pop uses shield, which gives them knockback immunity. Suppresses nearby enemies. and gives them some more damage resistance and health regen and stuff, but it'll slow them down a bit. Going after the attacks. Maybe they should just crack the skull off that librarian, eh? So he's doing power melee damage to them and stuff. No full auto here? Was it used already, maybe? I just didn't realize. Throw combat stims on the librarian here, I say. Oh, okay. Maybe it's on cooldown. 286 to 326. I thought that was the remains of the Predator for a second, but that is the remains of the Vortimer. There's another Predator tank on the way, actually. Look at Red Crown's army. Quite varied. Got a lot of stuff to manage now. And that's without the Sorcerer war gear stuff. Heavy turret dropped in by New Bad, one of the global abilities of the Lord General. Got vehicle armor, and there's a big chunk of damage. Stormblade just did a big overcharge shot there, which disables the guns. There's a regular shot now, and those tacks wiped. Those were the fellas with the missile launcher. I don't know why they got so close. It might have been that the firing angle was really weird and they had to move up to get a shot. And he didn't realize in time. They are Space Marines, almost level 3. Those guys have heavy cover though. Can they get a shot on them? We have Conversion Beamer to try and fight these Chaos tanks, I guess. Is the second one out? Or was it cancelled? Don't see another one. Oh, I see a vehicle here. There it is. Getting a Mark of Khorne. Like the other one. There's that Battle Right seal. Grey Knight Terminator's on the way for PickPacker. I was expecting Paladins. Well, I guess he hasn't seen the second tank yet. Grey Knight Terminators will be more effective against these menacing Bloodletters. That Blood Crush is still going. How is it only level 2? They haven't really been able to touch the Stormblade yet. New Bad building some cover there to block a path. Which is clever because now they're just going to mob up on this point and eat a big area of effect shot. There's the Veil of Time, speeding up those Devastator fellas, meaning that they can fire without setting up, but they didn't. They don't want to just go in alone like that. You need something else to draw the fire. Maybe the Librarian, actually, since the Stormblade isn't very good against single entities. 207 to 326. Tactical Marines having a bad time getting that heal. A little push here from Red Crown. Grey Knight Terminators were cancelled, it looks like. Gone for the Land Raider Crusader. Does he change his mind seeing the two tanks? Doesn't look like it, because the Crusader's not that good against vehicles. Just wants it for the support. And Conversion Beamer, Purgation were taken out. There's a heavy turret though. That'll be good against the tanks if it fires. There we go. It's not the last, is it? Last Master with some friendly fire on the Bloodletters there. Those guys having to phase out of existence to avoid the big Stormblade shot, which worked out alright. Okay, the Vindicator is getting some shots here. Doesn't really have a way to buff that damage though, the Brother Captain. Mind Blade is only for melee attacks. That is quite nasty there, look at that. Chains of Torment into a big Dark Flames dropped in. Dark Flames is a global for the Sorcerer, and he's got Warp Fire now from the old Rod. And Sigil of the Rift. Can use this to displace some anti-vehicle squads maybe, mess with the Vindicator Assassin perhaps. Another Purgation for PickPacker, most likely with a Conversion Beamer again for the anti-vehicle damage. Predators getting a bit low. Need some repairs. Heretics are quite there. They're quite far forward, these Predators right now. Trying to maybe find a way to get on that super heavy tank and pressure it. Here's the Crusader. Got Hurricane Bolters, a Twin-Linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter on the top. Oh, it has a Psy Cannon these days, I think. Isn't that fancy? Wonder how much DPS it's got. Maybe that's why it was taken then, because the Psy Cannon should be decent against those tanks. And if it gets close enough, the Multi-Melter will be amazing. Took a bunch of damage just getting this close though. Blastmaster doesn't hit. Red team creeping into the mid with some Bullgrins and a whole mass of guardsmen. Look at that nuke bait right there. Huge nuke bait. Lord General is on the VP with melter guns now. Lord General can get shotgun these days in 211, which is quite fun. Lord General got knocked off his own cap by the Stormblade continuously, but the captain flees. A measured retreat from Red Crown. Nicely done. Didn't panic. Kept both the tanks in play. Kept a bunch of his infantry in play, but this is a problem. What are these guardsmen doing? Guardsmen in a bizarre move. Maybe he just wants to get rid of them to get some more population. Okay, they withstood the problem. 2 predators still here. Wait, what is this? Oh, Bullgrins. New Day's forgotten about his Bullgrins completely. There we go. Librarian with an inspiration on kill. They do not get away. Did the last kind of get the last shot there? Land Raider Redeemer on the field for ColeMagraph. New Bad losing 2 guardsman squads and the Bullgrins there. Had a rough few minutes. Maybe you got distracted by something in the real world. PickPacker says why? Why? Why what? I'm not sure. 146 to 271. Great unclean one coming out now for Red Crown. Why is there fire over here? Oh, the spotters, I think. Big overcharged shot. Only hit the Librarian, I think. Bit of a waste of that ability. But the captain goes after the Apothecary, who does not use... There it is. There's full auto. Why is he so far forward? I guess he knows he can retreat to the Land Raider now. Just went sprinting up and started shooting stuff. Scouts are on the decap. That's kind of getting shots in. What vehicle blows up first? That Stormblade's kicking some ass with that plasma blast gun thing, eh? Attacks really don't like it. That's kind of continues to get shots. I haven't spotted any combat stims. It must have been used multiple times. I just haven't spotted it. Purgation having to flee. Those menacing tanks chasing down the Land Raider here. But that side cannon is putting up a fight. And there's the great unclean one. Sorcerer is down, by the way. Here comes the Apothecary to do a whole bunch of heresy and try and revive him. Maybe? I don't know where he's going. 127 to 264. Is it happening now? There we go. 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Just going to brute force their way into the mid. Putting some pressure on those vehicles. And New Bad needs to respond, or rather recover, from those losses he took. In fact, he had to get a whole new guardsman squad to have any kind of repair in the field. Worth putting up a bunker, surely. Where would you put it, though, to affect both of these super heavies? That might be difficult to get a repair bunker for them both. I mean, a medical bunker would be good. Keep your guardsmen reinforced so they can repair stuff. Big standoff. It's up to the red team to make a move. We have the Nemesis Steam Hammer now. Maybe to stun the Bloodletters. Speaking of stuns, full auto in his face. Sigil of the Rift. Where's it targeting? I'm not sure, actually. Couldn't see what the Sigil was targeting there. Doom bolts flying in, Blastmaster flying in. Somehow, those Kassakin survived. They are elite for a reason, I guess. Paladins are in. Unique unit for PickPacker. Instantly get chained, of course. And they're taking a hell of a lot of damage, actually. Can they make it out? Oh, wow. The Paladins got absolutely wrecked. Down goes the tank, though. PickPacker. Not so chipper now, unfortunately, for his Paladins. Very aggressive move, didn't pay off. That's what the Sorcerer can do. I mean, even if they did survive the chains, also has Tome of Subjugation. There's nothing there to shoot the chains down. Holy Armor of Titans in though. 127 to 190. Stormblade still going. Librarian still going. Level 3. Tank looking at the Land Raider. It is quite low. Plasma Cannon needs to be careful. 2 to 1 for the blue team. Derek and or Nigel being reinforced over there. Look at the float for Cole. Huge float. You can get Terminators on 78 pop, can't you? Aren't they 21? No sign of them. 127 to 162. Very sneaky scout stealing that wreck point. Oh, Foul Snare got the Vindicator. Is he going to get away? Maybe. Somewhat. What knocked over the brother captain there? Where did he get stunned by? That's weird. Like he got affected by the Foul Snare that happened 10 seconds before that. Maybe he got stunned by the Apothecary, but I don't know what knocked him over still. Maybe it was... Oh, maybe that was a special attack from the Great Unclean One. Just didn't knock over the Vindicator, of course, because he was running. Red Crown's down to 2 units now. While I was babbling on. So the red team do have a path back into the game here. Not quite a flush shot from the Stormlord. Great Unclean One waddles back to the mid, taking a lot of damage. Blue team trying to get that mid back. PickPacker with Baltimore on the way. Red Crown with some heretics needs to worship that Great Unclean One, isn't it? Not a good fight for the Apothecary trying to take on the Land Raider with a customized Stormbolter. Maybe he was shooting at these guys, eh? Level 3 Strike Squad are in there. Oh, can they get the Great Unclean One down? Sorcerer. Yeah, I think he's moving away specifically to walk it out there. So it's okay. 120 to 148. Brother Captain giving chase. Does he dare get another Terminator variant with that Sorcerer around? I don't think it's worth it. He's got chains and subjugation. And the red team get the mid. Plasma Cannon says no. And that is Terminators, I think, from Cole. Yes. Terminators are in. And their Power Fists are going straight after that Stormblade, which is a really awkward spot now. Very, very strange spot. Lord General goes for the VP. Baltimore pushed up a lot. But the Captain kills the Devastators. Now he's fighting some Bloodletters. Is he going to level them? Here's level 5. Lord General got the mid. Stormblade survived. Baltimore survives for now. Sorcerer trying to keep that Vindicator Assassin busy because his Predator's really low. Looks like it survives for now, maybe. On the mid. Cyclone missile launchers for the Terminators. Baltimore's down. 107 to 148 on the VPs. Doom bolts. Scared those guys back into the Land Raider, I guess. Well, we can all take a breath. Some more Kassakin for new bad. Oh, these aren't new. Almost level 3. Got their melter guns in. More purgation for PickPacker. Been tough to keep them alive so far when there's Bloodletters and things around. Another heavy turret. Did that just hit terrain? Can it not shoot down here? Oh, it can't shoot down, look. It's just hitting the top of that slope. Okay, now it can shoot at stuff that's further away, it looks like. Yeah. He's trying to get shots on those Terminators. Seems to be missing. 92 to 146 on the VPs. Can they focus down that Sorcerer? Rocket run. Coming through for new bad. Second run. Pretty good. Librarian's really low, so is that Stormblade though. Look at that. Heavy turrets are getting shots on that Land Raider. Is that back one also getting shots on it? No, I don't think it is. Only the front one. But the captain, meanwhile, trying to cap. Down goes the Land Raider. What the hell is this now? There's an orbital in the back line. The tanks of Red Crown have flanked around onto that Land Raider, look. And one of them's Marco Zinch. Can it survive? Noble Vomit. Cyclone, nicely timed. Land Raider survives, you know. I know it doesn't. Marco Zinch tank got it. But the captain runs away finally. 85 to 130. Kassakin getting their sergeant. Might be handy for the quick caps. Is it worth sending the Kassakin around just to cap stuff? You could cap up a lot of wreck points with them. I don't think they're thinking of that at the moment. Now down goes the Mark of Khorne tank. Thanks to the Kassakin. They are quite speedy, you know. Lord General goes for the cap. Cloud of Flies comes in, dealing some damage over time. And there's that foul snare. 73, 130. A 1-to-1 on the cap. Librarian still going, eh? Almost level 4. The Terminators there are quite low. Stormblade still kicking too. What is ColeMagraph's next purchase? Seems to be waiting maybe to see what PickPacker brings out. Oh, it's a plasma cannon, okay. I was thinking maybe he's waiting to see if PickPacker gets a Terminator variant, and then maybe he'll look into plasma guns or something. It is indeed a Terminator variant coming out. Librarian gets those Devastators onto the front line there with his Gate of Infinity. More Ogryns for New Bad. Okay, the Bulgrins should be really good here. They can tie up the Terminators. Can you use the Cyclone Missile Launcher when you're tied up in melee? I think you actually can. Vindicator getting some cheeky shots. But at least it will stop the Storm Bolters from firing. Assuming they are going to become Bulgrins. 73 to 105. I mean, there is a case to keep them as Ogryns, because the disruption you get from Ogryns is really good. Sometimes may be favourable over the suppression, but the Bulgrins do have better base stats and stuff as well. Oh, Sigil of the Rift just messed up the Purgation Squad. And we've got Chaos Terminators up, teleporting to get the kill on the Brother Captain, and they get it. That demoralization effect on kill, but now they've used the teleport. Grey Knight Terminators have shown up, and they teleport in really aggressively. That's so risky against the Sorcerer. So risky. Already taking a bunch of damage, already in the Chains of Torment. 73 to 79. And they're just not going to get away here. I don't think they're going to... I mean, you're asking for it if you teleport on a Sorcerer. Come on now. There's a Canticle of Absolution. Yep, Terminator's wipe. I think you got to put that down a sloppy play there. You can't teleport them in there. When you know he's got the robes, you know he's got the Tome of Subjugation. But I assume you know. And you teleport them in. They might have survived that if they could have teleported out. 73 to 79 on the VPs. With no support too. Because with the Tome, maybe they wouldn't have survived it, because they couldn't have teleported out. Maybe that's why he used the teleport offensively, because he knows the Sorcerer is just going to take control of them and use the teleport to get them in trouble. But if that's so, you need to support them much better than that. With something. 73 to 65. The Stormblade is still going, you guys. What's the Apothecary up to? No idea. Bunch of inspiration buffs thanks to those Terminators, right? And P1's very low. Vindicator keeps getting shots. Not going to cap the mid though. Land Raider Crusader number 2 on the way. Another Chaos Predator. Is that the 4th or the 5th? Maybe. And a new Land Raider Redeemer. It took a while to decide on it, didn't he? Apothecary falls. He's already back on his feet. Thanks to Lariman's blessing. Oh, he just rebought, I think. I don't think it was Lariman's. Because he had full health immediately. Sorcerer grabs the mid. 73 to 60. We do indeed see some Bullgrins. Those slap shields. Nuke ready, says Cole, referring to the orbital bombardment. Does anyone else have a nuke? Does New Bad have one? Not quite. Bullgrins look for the cap. Plasma cannon can't actually shoot them, I don't think. From here. Can it sneak on the right side of that wall? Oh, Sigil of the Rift. Gets them in trouble. Still has Bloodletters as well, Red Crown. They've been amazing. 2-to-1 cap. Can the blue team see it out? Lord the General's in there with his Commissar Shield trying to get a decap. And gets it. I believe the Commissar Shield gives a 55% damage reduction. I say Commissar Shield because the Commissar Retinue fella gives it to you. Bullgrins run. What is the Vindicare? Oh, he's going for the tank. On it. Land Raider's trying to work on the Terminators who try to punch the tank. Big overcharged plasma shot there. It is getting repairs. Oh, from the Stormtroopers it's getting repairs. Where's New Bad's guardsmen then? They are not helping. 1-to-1 cap. There's the 2-to-1 for red now. Terminator's overextending a bit, but he's got the teleport there and still has a librarian, so in a nice safe spot. Brian pushes the Land Raider. Autocannon's getting shots in as well. It should be okay, I think, if it keeps moving. Where's the Vindicare? Did he jump inside? No, he's at base. The tank is quite low. A few rear armor hits, you could take it down. Good hit there on those Terminators. They didn't like that. Heal goes off from the Apothecary. He's level 9. He's got a big fat heal. What was that? Oh, did he jump inside? Purgation disappeared. I thought they got rifted or something. 62 to 30. Blue team are taking back the mid. It's a Terminator librarian now for PickPacker. Not sure what the thinking is there. Sanctuary. Does Sanctuary knock back Terminators? Maybe it does actually. Maybe that's the thinking. Just use this like block caps. Weird game, says Red Crown. That was a nasty shot there. Did that wipe out Plasma Devs? I don't know what his bits were from. Was it some tax? I think it was Plasma Devs. He's now replacing them. 62 to 18. It's so close. Stormblade's still rocking. It's been epic. Is the Apothecary level 10 yet? No, he's not. Level 7 the Sorcerer. And level 8 on the red team. 2-to-1 for blue. Is that going to be enough? Red Crown's down to 3 units now. There's that shield again. And there's an orbital bombardment. It's not been put on the VP though. I think he was trying to get the Stormblade with it. Great and Clean One may go down, does go down, but look what Red Crown did. Parked him on the VP so that when he explodes, it's going to be a really bad time for that Lord General, if he even survives that long. Lord General falls before the explosion. There it is. Doing huge damage to enemies and healing allies. I think it may have taken out the brother captain actually. 62 to 10. There's a Sanctuary. Couldn't quite get the cap with it, the Terminate Librarian. That was so close. So close. They really needed that cap, I think. Level 4 Vindicare. I wonder how much damage he's doing per shot now. Stormblade looks like it is going to finally go down here, I think. Terminators are power fisting it, down it goes. Red Crown down to just Terminators at the moment. And the red team turn this numerical advantage into the game. No, they can't. It's a single cap. Look. The Librarian got a decap over here. I wonder if they stopped that decap because they had the numbers at the end, if they could have done something. The Grim Darkness of the Far Future. You don't get a second chance. Level 10 Apothecary, level 9 Sorcerer, level 9 Lord General, and a level 9 Brother Captain. It was pretty epic. Massive losses from all players, basically. Look at the float from Cole at the end. But we had some awesome standout stuff, like the Bloodletters and the Blood Crusher. The Stormblade was amazing. Very, very cool. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.